The children and young adult section features materials dealing mostly with how to help kids through having a family member, or specifically a mom, but any family member who is not at home because of a deployment. On the bookshelf, there are some book resources, specifically ones dealing with Mommy, who is in the military. Some of the titles are Mommy, You're My Hero, My Mommy Wears Combat Boots, and Goodnight Captain Mama, all specifically deal with moms who are in the military. Two more, A Countdown Until Daddy Comes Home and I Miss You, a military kids book about deployment, are not specifically about moms, but they are about their stories about kids who are dealing with a deployment, and the ideas can be transferred to a family member of any gender. The three books on the bottom are young adult resources. One is a poetry book called Our Hero's Tree, and it's poems that honor service members and their families. Dear Blue Sky is about a girl who, a young teenager whose brother is fighting in Iraq, and her family is not doing well because mom and dad are fighting about Iraq and brother's gone, in Iraq, and so it's about how she's dealing with all of that. Free Fire Zone is about four friends who, one is drafted into the military, into the army to go to the Vietnam War, and the other three friends decide to follow him and how they deal with that. On the display board are four websites. The one that's up there is from Sesame Street. It's Talk, Listen, Connect. It's a toolkit for families, military families. It's got links to books and resources and videos and things specifically on how to help young children deal with the fact that there is a family member missing in their life because they are overseas. This one is also from Sesame Street. I think it's part of, it is part of the toolkit of how to of dealing with the deployment. This one specifically deals with grief, family members that may have been hurt, seriously injured, or even have died, and young children have a lot of difficulty dealing with things like that. So this is to help ease them into the reality that things are not going to go back to the way they were. This website is from Real Warriors. It specifically is about how to help children deal with the deployment of a family member. There's advice on dealing with behaviors, because a lot of times young kids don't know how to talk about it, and they act out, they do silly things, they do crazy things, and this website outlines some of the things that they might do in frustration and how to deal with it, ways to make it easier for them, ways to make it easier for the family members and caretakers that are left behind to take care of the kids, how they can deal with it, help the kids deal with it too. This is from a website called Moms Over Miles. This page is 20 activities that moms can do when they're not there to be with their kids, when they're on a business trip, deployed, wherever they might be. Some of them include a long distance hide and seek. Mom arranges for the caretaker or family member to hide objects that are meaningful to the mom and the child and leave clues behind for the child to follow and find those things. There's activities like writing letters to each other, sending pictures, taking a letter around with you throughout the day. You start a letter and you write a line every couple of hours, which might not be, it might not seem like a lot, but for a young child to know that mom still really does care even though she's far away, it's a big deal for them. And the references for this section are listed here. On the topic card